Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meta Report, December 2024. I'm going to be going over some of the best defensive comps in the game and trying to see what their best and worst counters are, just seeing what is performing the best and trying to figure out what makes more sense on defense than offense and what you might have on defense but has an easy specific counter that isn't really too valuable for something else that you might want to take it on offense instead. To start, we're looking at the best squads. This is sorted by hold rate, and there's a cutoff of a certain amount of instances there were. Like if there was fewer than 5,000 instances of that specific team or 3,000 or something, it's not going to show up. I don't know what that cutoff is, but at the top, not too surprising, we have Great Mothers, and the comp is Morgan Elspeth, the two new Night Sisters, and Night Sister Spirit. So that's kind of like the best lineup. I think, in theory, that's the best lineup. I mean, there could be one with a lot fewer instances that has a higher hold rate, but that's up there. Not surprising with her Whalekron still there. Riva, really high, not too surprising with the Grand Inquisitor and Ufu Krons. So that's great. We have Leia here, but this is definitely not the highest hold rate comp. Pao is, and I did see that earlier, and I'll go over that. JMK with Plo, 35% hold rate. Looks like the most popular Rey lineup that's holding a lot is Ben, Cal, Ezra, and JTR. So they're all Ufus except Ezra, and that's holding pretty good. Jabba's getting holds either with Embo or Boba. It doesn't seem to make a big difference. And then we got Great Mothers down here. This is probably people that, maybe didn't have a chance to finish off Peridia and Night Trooper yet. They're still running it. Starkiller, this is just a standard Starkiller comp. Raddus, Admiral Raddus is doing very well. And we got Sir Malicos, Saw with Luthen, and Chewton Bays, or Chase for short. We got Qui-Gon there, Lord Vader, which kind of falling off to the low 20s and then the teens, which is a far cry from this high hold rate. And I can't look at every comp in existence, obviously, but this is kind of just showing the most popular ones. Queen Amidala looks like she's represented with the Yoda Shock T variant. Traya, 19% hold rate. I mean, it's a known quantity, Traya, so the fact that she's still getting 19% holds is pretty impressive. I'm kind of surprised that Grievous is getting holds, but this is like overall, all leagues right now we're showing. And because of that, I'm going to be breaking down the squad. Each squad that I think is worth mentioning, I'm going to be breaking it down, filtering by leaving the basic filter of Kyber 1, 2, and 3. So right here, 1, 2, and 3, that's going to be default for all of them. So let's just put in Ezra, Cal, and Ben, see what they're holding there. And Fetting Datacron set. It's kind of going to be a mixed bag, but this one seems to be the most popular. So what are people using? For Rey, it's a mix of Starkiller and Malicos. Not too surprising that that is what it is on any given season. But we do have Starkiller Kron. So for a lot of these, you can just count on a lot of people are using a Starkiller Kron along with it. This is a very difficult team to beat with Ezra in there, but the Starkiller Kron is kind of bringing them up to kind of standard-ish levels. I mean, without Ezra, I think it would be much higher. Malicos having a better run under Seer. This is a standard lineup with crew. It's a pretty taunting tank, 77%. If you add Starkiller in there, 96% win rate, and that is with crew. If you have Ahsoka instead, drops to 88%. So Seer with Starkiller seems to be the safest go-to. That's what I've been using. And then we go to something like even a JML, 41%. There's a lot of different variations of Starkiller and Malicos. Jabba, 11%. That's crazy. I mean, the first week I tried Jabba, just not a good idea. If you had Plo to JML, brings up to 77%. Leia seems to have an easy time with it, not too hard at all. This is varying comps, like this is a sortie comp. So Jabba, that is with Jedi Training Rey in there. Slicker, 71%. Let's just put Jedi Training Rey. Slicker, 71%. Not too safe. Queen Amidala. Last 5v5, Queen Amidala was more safe, but not this time. Baylan. Pretty easy counter, it seems like. There's a lot of different comps, but winning each time. But everyone that has Baylan right now pretty much has that Whalekron, so And Gungans not really working. So let's look at Queen Amidala. She's next on the list. And let's fortify Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, on Shakti. Because there's a couple key lineups. And, well, let's take off Shakti. Let's put in Datacron, Qui-Gon, and then the stun. Because I do think this is going to be the best combo, leaving the level 3 variable. So those comps have Shakti and Yoda, or Shakti and Echo, and everyone's just using Bane. So that makes sense to me. I mean, some of these lower rates. Okay, Dooku, that's against the Shakti Yoda comp. Shakti Yoda, 88% here, 91% with Sith Empire Trooper. Just tons of Bane. So people are just using Bane against Queen Amidala. That's what they save their Bane for, and they do it. Okay, this is too many Banes. Let me just filter it down a bit. Let me filter Shock and Echo, because that seems to me like I think that's one of the better comps. Well, maybe not. Maybe Yoda is better. So let's look at Yoda. I mean, he's got a better hold rate, so I'll stick with Yoda for now. Third Sister, 84%. With, let's see, with the Grand Inquisitor Kron. Attacking Omicron primary. Let's see both of these and what it turns to. It's only 86%. Interesting. All right. Well, Bane. Most people are going to use Bane. I did end up using Reva for one of the matches, just to open things up. JML, not great. JMK, even without Plo, that's going to be work just fine. You just want to annihilate Queen Amidala. Traya has a chance. Jabba, oof, 43%, 66% when you have Embo instead of Boba. Bo-Katan, no way. Slicker, no way, don't try it. Malicos, yeah, seems to be working pretty good, but we're getting into small sample size territory here, so I'll probably move on. But yeah, I mean, people are just using Bane. Look at the battles in comparison. People are using their R9 Sith Assassin that they got nerfed, or its ship got nerfed indirectly. But they still have an R9 Sith Assassin, so they use it, but most people are just using Bane, and that makes total sense to me. Jabba. So my go-to counter to Jabba was Lord Vader. It looks like a lot of people are throwing Dengar in. Let me just find Dengar and filter by that and see what that's doing. Just add the Dengar Datacron. He's not Hutt Cartel, so I don't really recommend it. Okay, yeah, Slicker, Lord Vader, crushing it. Yeah, Slicker and Lord Vader, which are like kind of, and JMK. I don't, Darth Trooper Moff Gideon, crushing it. So yeah, I don't like Dengar there. Let's take Dengar off, take that off. I'm interested to see what the most popular Datacron was. Okay, that one. The stun, yeah, some people might guild recommend the like damage per the light side, you know, deal damage per debuff. I don't know. So let's filter just by this and stun, because that is the most popular thing. This is Boba and Embo selected, so either way. And you can see the win rates fall a lot more. When it's full Hutt Cartel, I think it's a lot better. Aphra, interestingly enough, is getting some wins. I mean, she is a mercenary. This Aphra with Vader. But how is that doing on Embo compared to Boba? Both pretty good. That's with B2 and Darth Vader. So it might be worth a try. You know, Aphra versus Jabba. And I think actually Dengar might make sense in that lineup even more. Potentially. Yeah, 90% with Dengar. So B2 and Dengar. Wow. That is pretty good. And then this one is 50%, but they have Dengar. Interesting. That might be something to look at. Aphra with B2 and Dengar. Just normal with Embo, not as great of a win rate with Darth Trooper Moff Gideon. So yeah, run full Hutt Cartel on defense. This is better against Embo. Well, yeah, I mean, Darth Trooper Moff Gideon can still get it done. Not as safe as I'd like. I mean, I like Lord Vader, but I'm just used to Lord Vader and I know what I'm doing. Just run a high potency, and it's a lot better. Pretty homogenous. Starkiller has a shot too. A lot of single instances. 90%. You have old Ben as the Jedi. Interesting. I saw Reva in there. 100%. So seems to be having our way with Jabba. This lineup here is so it's better against Embo than Boba. Interesting. Probably that ability block, that AoE ability block, is a problem. Enoch, 100%. Well, it falls off when they're not using the optimal comps. Okay, Jabba not looking too shabby. Going slow, sorry, but let's look at Boss Nass. Just filtered by Jar Jar. No one else is going to be running anything else other than those two. And I'm going to add the Datacron for speed up. Well, maybe either or. Now, people are using the Terminator again, so let's use that. Okay, Traya, hard counter. Bo-Katan, pretty good, but my experience with Bo-Katan, I was getting death marked a lot, so I lost 2 characters to death mark when I did it. I still won, like, I've still won with just Bo-Katan solo left over when they kill everyone else, but yeah, so Bo-Katan works, Traya, those are going to be pretty good options. Phoenix, 72%, that's not bad at all. It's almost up to a Reva scale. Gas, 68%. Mon Mothma with Luthen and Pao, 88%. JML is fine. Leia's getting it done. JMK, obviously. Bane. Great Mothers. It's interesting. Great Mothers are only 75%. That's with that particular comp. If you add in Night Sister Zombie, well, there's too small of a sample size to tell. Yeah, Gungans, CLS, 8%. Yeah, never mind. Not quite good. Starkiller, 70%. So, I mean, there's a few things to go to, but the fact that Phoenix has a great shot, I have personally been keeping Gungans on offense, and I think that is the way to go. Now, for this, I am going to filter. In my most recent Grand Arena, I posed the question in the thumbnail, is this the best there is? And let's see. So I truly think it is. So filtering just by the Palcron, the win rate, not the hold rate, the win rate is 35%. That is atrociously low. So that means they are a nasty defensive team. Most commonly used, and I think most successful, JML with Plo and the Jedi Knights. So Jedi Knight Luke, Revan, and Cal. Assuming that's the Plo Cron, because there's no other real reason to use Plo. Still only 76%. Reva, 11%. People say, okay, Mon Mothma, Luthen, yeah, that's gonna do it with Pao for sure. Still only 41%. If they have Pao on the other side, it just beefs up the whole team. 100% health protection for everyone, just crazy. JMK Plo, 62%. JMK, well, Plo, that's with GK as well. And then with it, like Padme instead of GK, 53%. And most people run this. Well, there's higher instances here, but I feel like a lot of people run Padme. Sith Eternal with Bane, proper lifter mode, 27%. Bane himself, 21%. Leia Mirror, 24%. Let's see if it Mirror with Pao in there. 58%. Still not convincing. This team is the real deal. This is probably the best defensive team. This is the best one I've seen. Queen Amidala, forget about it. Jabba, pretty much forget about it. Slicker. Someone told me Slicker Armor. Oh, it's not the best. Slicker Armor beats. Oh, 47%. Big whoop. Big deal. Okay, this one is 100% instance. GBA, Hux, Sith Trooper. Only 4 battles, so it's not convincing. But yeah, Slicker. There's nothing really that's safe. I think the way to do it is JML Plo. You stun everyone, keep them under control, and just try to kill Leia. Okay, Baylan, the new shiny toy, not really having repeatable results. I mean, Baylan's all over the place. You got Merrick and Shin Hati, and then like tons of differences. So I don't know. It's impossible to break that down for me personally. Qui-Gon. Let's just filter Anakin, Cam, and Eth Koth. And add Eth Koth Datacron. And let's add Stun, because that's the best. Level 6. Go-tos, okay, JML. Reva's getting it done. Malgus just fine. Probably because of all the crit avoidance and the durability. Babbage 19%. Nope. Gungans pretty much hard counter Qui-Gon. I'm surprised there's even a 1% loss rate because they just like can take hits like a champ or like champs when they still have that shield generator up. Till the shield, and then the shield generator doesn't matter if it's 1,000,000 damage or 2 damage. It's still only losing 1 stack, so that's nice. Bad Batch against, okay, that's Mace as the 5th compared to Kelleran as the 5th. So if there's Mace as the 5th, I guess Bad Batch is a little more even money. Bow works fine. Archer Moff Gideon works fine. Gas, not so much. And that is better against Kelleran Beck, worse against Mace lineup. Sith Eternal, fine. That's with Watt, though. I don't know if I'd trust a true solo. Let's see. Yeah, not a true solo. Too much damage. So don't go in with a true solo. Sith Eternal. We got Night Sisters. Not quite doing it well. I think I used Night Sisters myself in the first match where I had a really hard time and I almost got 1 kill, but no. Yeah, I think Gungans have been my go-to. And there's a couple things that aren't working. Admiral Raddus, 75%, not great. Bad Batch, if you're desperate, you could try it, but yeah, so that's Qui-Gon. Let's look at Finn Zori. There's only one lineup I want to see. It's Hero Bros, Zori, and Rose. Because I face planted against this. Hard to counter Malgus. I mean, Aphra's still getting it done. CLS 74%. I used Admiral Raddus and I got cleaned. Admiral Raddus 50%, man. I mean, a lot of low percentages. But yeah, I got clean. They just routed me, and that was with Rose Omicron. So let's just add that here. Let's add both of these. Yeah, it gets worse for CLS and Night Sisters, but I mean, Aphra, if you have her, it's the go-to easy one where you're not really you're not really budgeting your Aphra for something else. Wow. Standard Troopers, 88%. That is with Moff Gideon in there, but Standard Troopers. Yeah, without Moff Gideon, I guess it falls off. But we do have a Moff Gideon Imperial Remnant Kron, so he's kind of helped out there. Yeah, I mean, Aphra. Pretty easy call. And then a few, like, teams that would be a punch down. Archer, Moff Gideon, Malgus, they're all kind of punch down teams. Phoenix has a tiny shot. Worse than a coin flip. Okay, we're getting down to tiny slices there. Lord Vader. So I'm definitely going to have Maul here. That would be the best defensive comp. Let's add Royal Guard. And then look at it from there. Defending Datacron. I guess I got to add Maul. And then let's add this chunky one. I'm not going to select the level 6 because I don't think they're too impactful. Bo-Katan, people are using Bo-Katan, but it is not as safe as it has been in past seasons. 75% does not inspire confidence. JML, 61%. I think that's a high skill matchup. For JML versus Lord Vader, you need to exercise proper control. That means you ability block whenever possible. When ultimate and you can ability block, you increase his cooldowns either with JML or Jedi Revan. So it's a high intentionality match, regardless of who's over there. Looks like 91%. It's in the 90s when we have, what are these comps? I mean, they're the less popular comps. Let's just add Piet and Thrawn because I think that's a great comp. Yeah, 72, 70%, 50% for JML. 0% for Fennec. Actually, let me check Fennec and Dengar. Yeah, Dengar. Okay, not many people tried it. Bane manhandles. Bane is a beast. He just beats him down. Mon Mothma Luthen, 80%. That's with POW as well. If you don't have POW, not doing it. This is why I'm not like totally sold on Luthen without a datacron, special datacron. Leia, okay, we're small sample sizes here. Let's take off. Use two. Let's add Darth Vader. See what they got. I mean, like high-ish win rates for Poe, but otherwise it's tricky. My vote is JML. We don't use JML on Leia, but Bane is an easy win to. Oh. 50% with Sith Assassin. I mean, I don't really like. I'm not a fan of Sith Assassin. As a second, I just like the tank, Sith Empire Trooper. All right, that's yeah. Banner JML safest, or if you know what you're doing for JML. Great Mothers are next, so let's just filter by Morgan, Spirit, and let's look at Great Mother's Kron. Not everyone has it, and then I'm going to exclude that Kron. So JMK Plo, not as safe as I was thinking. Slicker with the Night Sisters and the right Kron is better. I did it wrong. You're supposed to swipe first to get advantage on zombie, and then they're supposed to like kill themselves eventually. But nothing else is really good. I mean, just Slicker and JMK, that's it. Gas, 15%. That's pretty good. That's better than I thought. It's a 15% actually. Yeah, so let's filter by Slicker, Marin, Zombie, Daka at the least, and then attacking Datacron primary. We got Zombie. We want the damage, and can I exclude the turn meter one? Yeah, exclude the turn meter one because you don't want turn meter there. Win rate 77%. That's not like super convincing, but it is good. Seems like okay against this Night Trooper. So I only filtered Morgan and Spirit. Remember, so against this Night Trooper, Death Trooper Peridia, the undersize 78%. If you had Talzin 71, when it's not those two newer Night Sisters, 92%. So I think those Knights, the Death Trooper Peridia and Night Trooper, are the toughest. That shows out in the win rates. These are smaller sample size, and you also got armor in there. I guess armor actually. If you had armor in there as the fifth, that might be a decent safety valve. Yeah, that might be a good fifth. Actually, that's interesting to think about. And then let's look at non-Great Mother's Kron. Gosh, what did I filter here? Okay, the problem was I had all those Night Sister Kron abilities selected, so even though I unselected all the characters, it still was showing that. So, no Great Mother's Kron. I specifically filtered no Great Mother's Kron. JMK Plo becomes a sure thing, basically. Slicker, I mean, the success doesn't really change based on the Great Mother's Kron or not. Great Mothers can beat Slicker if you play it wrong, no matter what's going on. Crew, Slicker, this is kind of like a dead thing. It was only good with a double attack for attackers on set 16, so I would advise no one to do that. Gas actually has a good chance. 80% is not too shabby, and I'm sure that like the better modded you are, the better it is. So it's more in your control. Man, even CLS is a higher win rate against like these Talia, Acolyte. Talia and Acolyte are not good in Initiate. They're not good. They just have the Night Sister tag. So I like last resort. Lord Vader doing fine. Very well, actually. I think that's a great use for Lord Vader if you're not facing a Jabba or something. Bo-Katan, not really. But yeah, without Great Mother's Kron, it seems like Gas is added as a potential option. Even CLS too, which is surprising. Oh, I guess you can stun Great Mother's first turn and then hopefully take her out before she dooms anyone. Malgus 90%. Yeah, so without Great Mother's Kron, Malgus, I'd say that's a fantastic value for Malgus if you take out Great Mothers. Traya. So a lot of these A tier teams. Reva, Bo-Katan. Yeah, okay. So not as threatening without that Kron for sure. Third Sister, man, I've gone through a few. This is a long video though. Grand Inquisitor, filter by 7th, 8th, and 5th. And we're going to add the Grand Inquisitor Cron and this one. This one seems to be most popular, although I do think there is a place for bonus turn. Malgus. Nope, not working. That's typically a good counter, but not working here. Traya, iffy. Bane, rock solid. Rock solid there. Yeah, Malicos is typically rock solid, but having a hard time. Potentially because of all that damage immunity. This I speculated before the season, so Hera, a Phoenix has a chance, but it's iffy. So if you had a pre-taunt instead of Kanan, like if you had Root Alpha 58%, Sith Emperor Trooper 66%, L3, so you have a real shot. That is a non-trivial chance you have there. Other Revas. So if you're doing a Reva mirror, I would suggest not using the wordy level 6. I would do bonus turn because the other one's going to cleanse a lot and inflict death mark on themselves. Bo-Katan, pretty good. Raddus, no, not so much. Jabba, no. So Reva is a bona fide defensive team this season. Baze, interesting. So Baze is a good add-on too. So actually, Phoenix might be looking good as a counter option if you didn't set your Rex with Leia. Okay. Let's go to Malgus. I don't want to take a ton of time on all of these, but people are using Sith Eternal. I mean, I think it's a good use for Sith Eternal. Sith Eternal just zaps people that are hard to kill, but are not GLs. JML is working fine. Slicker works well. I mean, most GLs are going to work. Jabba. Bo-Katan, 48%. Not really convincing. Bane works really good. Mirrors, not advisable. 6%. Traya, also not advisable. So, I mean, Malgus is a bona fide GL draw. Oh. Yes. 95%. That is with Talon there. Maybe I should select Marauder is the best lineup. So it goes down there, 63%. Yeah, I feel iffy with gas. Giant Knight Luke lead, 54%. I didn't realize that many people were doing it. 24. All right, Malgus, not too shabby. Dirt Giraffe Gideon, I anticipate a horde of Radishes. Actually, let's just filter Moff and Scout Trooper in case people are using the Peridia boys or girls. I don't know, they're Night Sisters, but they look like guys. Malgus, really good. Raddus, pretty dang good, 89%. Bo-Katan, pretty dang good. Gas, potential. Yeah, Raddus, Malgus, Bo-Katan seems like the consensus ones. JML works fine, GL. Bane, of course. Guy can beat everything. Are there any surprise bargain counters I'm just looking for? Nothing is really popping up in the world of non-trivial sample sizes, so. Okay. JMK, let's do Plo. We'll set up, let's select the Ahsokas, select Plo Koon, and I'll leave the 5th slot open because people seem to be split on GK versus Padme. So Mirror works well. Reva, good option, but you need to be careful with Reva. You need to not dispel on Plo. So it's easy if you do it right. If you do it wrong, you do a dispel on him and he gets damage immunity, you will die. Jabba, 49%. That's actually better than I thought for Jabba. Leia, oof. Well, Raddus and Jin lineup is better. JML, I would not try it. Don't do it. So it's Eternal and Bane lifter mode. No, 40%. Not really good. Bo-Katan, no. Don't try it. Baylan So all these different variations. He seems to be doing well. I mean, these people that are very audacious and undermanning at just the 3, not 100%, but like still winning. So yeah, Baylan has JML's number. So that is a fantastic use of Baylan. If you have him, you want to bring him on offense. Not too much else. So Night Sister or Great Mothers. Let's see without Great Mothers Kron. So let's exclude this and see how they do. No. So you have to have Great Mother's Whale Kron to win there. Just saying. Okay, Admiral Raddus next up. Voted by Cassian, Jin, K2, and then leave the 5th open. And the optimal setup is this one, K2, and Tank Revive, I'm pretty sure. Speed up might be fine too. Malgus has it, CLS, no, no, no. Traya, maybe, 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 yes, no, no, no. Malgus, pretty much. So Slicker, GL, good. I forget what my go-to, if I even face this. Bo-Katan, I think I had a pretty iffy battle with Bo-Katan. And Bane's got it, Malgus has it. Or Malicos. Phoenix, nope. Warfare, JMK, pretty easy. Jabba, pretty easy. Night Sisters, it's only 6 battles. It's not too many instances from this point on. So if we had Bossk Dengar, where are you? And let's add Dengar Kron to the attacking side. No, not defending. Attacking side. See if that makes it. Because normally bounty hunters are the way to go. That's not too bad. Best lineups seem to be with Zam. So if you had Zam, yeah. That might be a good use for Dengar Kron if you are running into Raddus's. Mon Mothma. I mean, I'll look at one comp. I'm just taking so long on this. I feel like I'm just taking too long. Let's add Palkron. All right, Scout. Yeah, Riva kills it. Traya's got a shot. Malicos, great. I mean, it's a good defensive team. It's just you got to choose between that and Saw. Queen Amidala, Darktrooper Moff Gideon. Oh, that's rough for Darktrooper Moff Gideon. Too small of a sample size. People are, if they set on defense, they're using Saw. Okay, let's do Malicos. Put our count, Fulcrum, and add bonus turn. I want to see how this works because the bonus turn is crazy. No, let's exclude Terran Malicos Kron because that is not a good Kron. It makes him taunt. I guess most people are using that, so let's do that. Malgus, Eternal, JMK, Jabba, Malgus here. Not doing as well. That's with Night Sister. I guess Night Sister makes it better somehow. Yeah, that's a tough team to beat. Yeah, I don't know what you do for that. And skipping Trench. Trench's not too interesting to me. I'll look at Dash. I mean, some people use Dash. Dash with Hondo. Hondo Kron. Let's see that one. The extra damage. I mean, I think Gas just, yeah, manhandles it. CLS has a good shot. A lot of stuff we see in common. Yeah, Bo-Katan everywhere, CLS. Yeah, the fact that CLS and Gas can handle it kind of takes it off the board for super viable option. Because they have not been the best standouts. Saw Gerrera, the one comp I want to look at, Luthen, Kyle Katarn, Baze, and Chariot. Because we're going to be doing the Luthen Kron, not Pao Kron. Okay, Luthen. Gas has a chance. Riva crushes it. JML's good. Malicos crushes it. Bane crushes it. Darktrooper Moff Gideon, pretty good, but not entirely safe. I mean, that's what I did against it. Night Sisters have a kind of a coin flip. Raddus. Oof. Not super safe. This is funny. People are trying this. This is not a thing anymore. The droid nukes. It's gone. I miss it, but it's gone. Queen Auto, that's good. And then we're getting to low sample size. Okay, so that's Saul. I'm gonna skip Hillarn back. He's not intriguing. I'm gonna do Starkiller, Marjade, and the Starkiller Kron. I guess this one. I think that bonus turn on kills is really good too, but people are using this. Reva, unlike a lot of things, JMK safe, but CLS terrible against it. Slicker rough. So I mean, I think well, Grievous 81%. That's enough for me to say don't sit Starkiller, because Grievous is borderline useless in my opinion in Kyber 1. So yeah, Starkiller, maybe not. Stap definitely seems to add to it. Some of these are lower win rates. People use Old Ben. 7 out of 10 ain't bad. Dang, what did I call it? Oh yeah, it only clicked Stamp. Aphra, 2 out of 3. Yeah, the fact that Grievous is there, I wouldn't want Starkiller on defense, knowing that. Skip Grievous and Night Sisters. Let's look at Gas. I didn't mean to abandon my previous screen, so let's Gas and Stun. Yeah, Stun level 6. CLS 73%. I mean, that's pretty good. But I've had people drop to my Gas like a couple times, so I've been liking it. JML is going to be a slam dunk easily. Same with Starkiller this season. Reva. So all those are going to work, but Malgus only 78%. Malicos 96%. I think it's a decent defensive team because people got used to underestimating it. I think you put some armor pen, maybe some defense, and it's going to be a CLS draw. It's going to be a trap for CLS. I didn't skip Bossk. Well, let me see Bossk with Dengar. So one specific comp. Dengar, Grief, Mando, and Zam. Dengar, Kron. I used Raddus, but I was kind of scared. Yeah, CLS, no. Gas, no. 46%. Malgus, that's rough. Yeah, this is actually kind of a scary team. So Bossk with Dengar. I mean, 57% for Bo. Reva's crushing it. Starkiller's crushing it. Traya even dropping 25% or 2 out of 8. Man, and Raddus. I got lucky then because I won with Raddus. I used this comp. Was that me? Am I one of this? No. Is this me? No, that's not. But I used. Oh no, I used this guy. So is this me? Is this? Am I the win? No, that's not me. Oh gosh. Okay, whatever. Wasting too much time on that. But yeah, this is a bona fide good team. Which is surprising because bounty hunters have not been a solid defensive team for a while. So keep an eye out. Yeah, everything seems to be dropping something to it. Yeah, very interesting. Traya, perennial defensive threat. Provide Savage, and let's do 15%, and that's it. Sith Eternal, Slicker. Sith Eternal and Slicker. It's a GL draw. I mean, Darth Revan, I did that and it did work, but it was iffy because you get Death Mark for Traya. Lord Vader failing that bad. JML failing horribly. So it's like Sith Eternal or Slicker. Like it's a threat. Malgus 14%. It's an oldie but a goodie. It is just perennially great. Bane 20% when Sith Assassin. So if you run Bane, don't use Sith Assassin. Bane can beat everything, but he has a hard time with Traya. That is crazy. Enoch, kind of a newer kid on the block. Let's just filter by the good troopers. And Malgus is the counter. Starkiller's working. Gas is, yeah, it's okay. JML, I mean, you gotta kill Enoch first. But it's a good defensive team. And then there weren't too many others. Okay, Baylan, I want to look at that. It's potentially the last. There's actually one more I actually want to look at. Filtered by Merrick, Shin. Of course, his Datacron. And then the Soldier of Fortune thing. Reva. A lot of people are choosing to use Reva, but that doesn't make it safe. It's a mixed bag. Slicker works. I used Gungans, and it did work. Yeah, people are using Slicker and Reva. And Gungans. And I don't blame them for trying. But it's a tough cookie. This is a mixed bag, but those are like the three options people seem to be trying. Will you get it to work? I don't know. Okay, the last thing I wanted to look at, just because maybe there's two things. Maybe I'll look at Bo-Katan on defense. So I wanted to look at Dengar here, because I set Dengar with her, because he is a dark side scoundrel, so he kind of works with her. Dengar, stun, and health and protection up. CLS. So the thing about CLS that makes them usually a good counter is, I think in my opinion, you could just take out Aphra. She's the turn 1 threat that she's getting like a turn right away, but then Dengar's going to take a turn, so you have to pick one or the other, and it's going to be kind of a toss-up. Malgus can take the hits. Reva's fine. She's propped up by Datacron. But yeah, there's a decent defensive team. I mean, people are going to be kind of caught off guard by it. So yeah, worth trying. And then the last thing, I'm pretty sure the last thing I want to look at is, but yeah, that is the last thing. Whew, finally. Bo-Katan, OG Bo, IG-12, Paz, and Bam. I think Bam for sure you want, and I don't think there's any, yeah, there's no real consensus on what Datacron you're using. JML's easy, Malicos, Starkiller, or Trey's pretty good. It's like the same like 5 teams I see on everything. But Bo-Katan, Malicos, Malgus, Starkiller, and then GLs. Raddus, no. I mean, this is a solid defensive team. I mean, the GLs are the only things I'm seeing with an impeccable win rate, except Malicos, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Bo-Katan, if you're squandering it on offense and not finding good value, throw it on defense. It's worth a shot. That's going to be it for the meta report for this 5v5 season. I guess we're on season 60, so we've had a lot of them. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. This has been obviously from a Kyber perspective, if I forgot to say that at the outset. But yeah, I hope you learned something, and see you this week in my future Grand Arena matches that will hopefully be improved upon after having looked at this. All right.